Aloha and how's it, everybody? I'm Anahola Joe Pahukula and you're watching the Countdown, episode 12. We're approved by Oakley and we're Kauai's only news-style sports show. We've got a great show for you. We're going to cover basketball, football, wrestling, and bass fishing out on the North Shore. Now, we haven't had a Joel's Junk in a long time, so we're going to kind of make this a combo show. Joel's Junk, our ins, our trends, and our clothes. Okay, so the first item up for bid are a pair of shoes, Reeboks. And this player wore number 9, if you can see the number there. He also played for the Dallas Cowboys. He's also a quarterback. That's right, folks. It's Tony Romo's shoes. Got it from his first Pro Bowl that he came here. That was at Aloha Stadium. And the general rule about this is, if the player leaves it behind, you're in the locker room, you want it, first come, first serve. And I've got Romo's shoes, folks. That's right. I know he's retired. He's a broadcaster now. But it's all the same to me. He was a cowboy, always a cowboy. So there you go, Romo's shoes. Now the first clip we're going to look at, we went to the Valley Isle for this one, the Maui Invitational, hosted by Chaminade, won by Notre Dame. I had a great couple of days out there, so let's check out the video. The 2018 Maui Gym Maui Invitational took place Thanksgiving weekend at the Lahaina Civic Center on Maui and is generally regarded as the best pre-conference college basketball tournament in the country. This tournament was born because of Chaminade's success over D1 teams like SMU, Louisville, and Virginia back in the 80s. Chaminade has not done well in this tournament, going 7-90. But in 2017, the Silver Swords went 1-2 with a win over the Pac-10's Cal Bears on the final day. These CU highlights came from day 2 against Michigan, where the Wolverines won 102-64. The Swords were led by Braden Koliker, who dropped in 15 points. Chaminade will not be in the 2018 field. The Maui Invitational won't be the same without the Silver Swords. In the third place game, it was Marquette defeating LSU in a darn good game. For the Golden Eagles, this was their third trip to Maui, LSU their fourth. Marquette's Sam Hauser buries the three for the first basket of the game. He scored 20 for the Golden Eagles. LSU Frost Tremont Waters gets the Roach, an easy score. Waters put in a game-high 39 for the Tigers. Marquette gets the W, 94-84, as senior guard Andrew Rousey led MU with a team-high 30. In the championship game, it was 15th-ranked Notre Dame against 6th-ranked Wichita State. Shaquille Morris rose in 2 of his 8 points, helping the Wheat Shockers to a 16-point first-half lead. Just before the half, John Mooney gets loose on the baseline and slams in his only points of the game for the Irish. It's 37-23 Wichita State at intermission. The second half turned out to be top 10 college basketball at its best. Notre Dame guard Matt Farrell lays in 2 of his 15. He also had 5 assists on the night. Rashard Kelly with a sweet guava jam. He had 6 on the night for WSU. This Landry Shamet jumper put the Shockers ahead 64-61 down the stretch. Then the Irish gets to within a point, 64-63 on Bonzi Colson's drive and jumper from in the key, 2 of his game-high 25. Shamet once again drives in from the perimeter, hops and pops. He's got it. 66-63 Wichita State. Another Bonzi Colson basket made it 66-65. Then it's Irish center Martinez Gabin. And for the win, yes, Notre Dame with a 67-66 victory to claim their first Maui Invitational title in school history. The 2017 Maui Gym Maui Invitational is over and done with. On days 1 and 2, we had a lot of blowouts. Day 3, it was great games, action-packed from top to bottom, including a Chaminade win over Cal and a tremendous comeback victory by Notre Dame over Wichita State to take the tournament championship.
What a great college game for November. I thought 2 really good teams. They are really good. And we couldn't guard them man-to-man. Thank God our zone got us back in the thing, but I'm really proud of our group. You know, you can tell we have some guys that have played in big games and have won together, and for us to make a bunch of plays in the last 20 seconds to steal a win, you know, I can't say I'm surprised because it's a group that's won a lot together. We said, you know, we wanted to have our name up on this wall. We felt our program was one of those programs now that deserved to be on the wall on the Maui wall here, and I'm thrilled that it'll be there, and we'll be back in 4 years, Dave, to to check it out when it's up on the wall. Maybe there'll be a picture of me with a T-shirt on.
That was huge for us. You know, we battled throughout the whole game, and we knew it was going to come down to game situations. We did a lot of those throughout the year. You know, our first practice, we worked on game situations. So we came down to our principles, and you know, it's a great win for us.
Thanks, Bonzi. Go ahead, Matt. Enter that.
We got guys that are fearless, you know, confident guys. I don't know if you can say it was one play. Whoever was in the game was playing hard, just trying to make the right play. Marty was battling all game, rebounding. Rex was down there rebounding. Everybody just played really hard, and we played for each other. And there's something special about this group. We have a lot of fun with each other, and it's just a great vibe.
No, I think it's a big confidence builder when you can win an in-season tournament. We won the Legends Classic last year, but this is the premier tournament, you know, to win the Maui Classic. This is the tournament. Everybody watches this one, and I bet a lot of people were watching with cocktails in their hands back east, you know, tonight. So it's a great confidence builder, but, you know, when you have two guys like that, you know, they make me a better coach. And you talked about them being calm. They're flat-out assassins, you know, and you saw it tonight. They're killers. They're amazingly competitive. They've got that edge. I call it that I-95 edge. Guys that grow up on that I-95 corridor, a Jersey guy and a Boston guy, there's something about those dudes that got a little edge to them.
What was going through your mind when that first free throw just like hung on the
Well, divine intervention a little bit. Maybe the lady on the dome helped us with that one. Yeah, I'll say this. When we took a left to come up the road, before you come in the back, I saw a darn rainbow over. I'm thinking, like, it could be a little bit of luck of the Irish, you know. I'm looking, you look for anything on game day, right, Coach Odom? You look for any sign possible that maybe it's going to be a good day.
How you like them apples? That's right, the Lahaina Civic Center. I was there for 3 awesome days of college basketball. Congratulations to Notre Dame. That championship game between them and the Wheat Shockers, a really good hoops game. Well, while I was there, as part of the media, scored this bag. It's got the Maui Gym, Maui Invitational logo. All the teams also got this cool basketball bottom. Love that. I love when they integrate footballs or basketball material into a bag or a folder. Well, while I was on Maui, I also got to spend Thanksgiving with my brother guys and his ohana. Had a lot of fun there. So hopefully maybe we do this again next year. Well, here's the Super Bowl connection with Joel's junk, okay? Here's Jim Plunkett, who was originally drafted by the New England Patriots out of Stanford. Remember, Heisman Trophy winner, he had all this hype. Never really lived up to it until he started playing for the Oakland Raiders. So I love this card. It's Jim Plunkett. Look at the uniforms. God-awful. Oh, my goodness. Huh? Now, the other half of that Super Bowl connection is the Eagles. Yeah, that's right. The Eagles got to the Super Bowl. Jeff Seidner, remember, coming out of Hawaii, he was drafted by the Eagles. As the UH Rainbow, he was touted as a Heisman candidate. So never really lived up to that hype. I think he had his rookie year was pretty good with the Eagles and wasn't in football for much longer afterwards. But there you go. Got the Jim Plunkett with the Patriots and Jeff Seidner. Little picture and an upper deck card. I love the upper deck cards getting signed. So there you go. That's my Super Bowl connection with Joel's junk. Okay. The next one, KIF girls basketball. Waimea, Kauai High School, in what was a really good game. First round champion, Kauai High School, unbeaten at 4-0, took on Waimea to open round 2 at the Raider Dome. The Menehune and Red Raiders had a couple of good matchups in their first 2 meetings. For Big Blue to make a title run, they've got to keep playing tough and contain Kauai center Tegan Keith. Kiara Palacio buries the 3 to open the scoring for Waimea. Kauai High School breaks the press as sophomore Amalia Salas gets the ball inside to Marissa Layosa for the layup and one. After the missed shot, Kay Serapio battles for the loose ball and scores for the Menehune. She had 19 on the night. The Red Raiders with a little inside-outside game as Layosa scores again. She had 11 for the game. The Red Raiders break the Waimea press once again, rotate the ball for an easy deuce by Kaylee Brune. The senior had 6 points on the night. Waimea senior guard Monique Lorenzo goes baseline, pulls up and hits the little rainbow. Lorenzo 9 on the night for the Menehune. At the break, it was 24-17 Red Raiders. Early third, Sierra Tanikala, nice pass. Kaylee Brune, nice shimmy, nice layup, and one, count the basket. Here's a nice assist from Lorenzo to Zayna Pereira for the inside hoop. With this Lorenzo triple, Big Blue began their comeback. K. Serapio with the drive and left-handed shot. It bounces and drops. Menehone within 2 at 44-42 late in the fourth. However, in the second half, as bad as the Red Raiders were from the foul line, they made enough free throws to get the win and remain unbeaten in the KIF at 5-0.
It's kind of tough. There wasn't a lot of flow to it because there was so many fouls and so many free throws, and we did not shoot a good percentage from the free throw line. So that added to it, and Waimea kept pushing the ball and making enough shots to keep it close and hang around, and we just made 1 or 2 more plays down the stretch. That was a close game.
Going into the last couple of minutes, they were hot from the field, huh?
Yeah, then they hit a couple threes. I think one thing that they do a really, really good job of is getting the ball and then pushing it in offensive transition, and we've had a hard time stopping the ball, and they were able to drive it down, and it was different players that were able to do it and take the ball and take 4 or 5 dribbles and then go straight to the rim and get layups and either get fouls or make the layups. And yeah, they do a really good job of that.
You know, the games you guys have played against Waimea has been fairly close. They use kind of that Hakatagan kind of approach to there, and it seems to work for them, keeps them in the game, huh?
If you miss free throws, teams are going to hang around. Yeah, and we didn't make very many free throws. 1 or 2 at the end that got us a little bit of separation. But yeah, that makes it close.
Coming out of the break, where nobody played basketball for a while, is this the kind of game that kind of toughens your team up, after going 4-0 and then the layoff and then back to basketball?
I hope so. Yeah, this game is kind of a weird one because the kids aren't in school right now. Yesterday was just the big holiday, and so I don't think anybody's sleep schedules are back right yet or anything like that. So this is just kind of a weird game playing on the second, and then I hope we learn from it. I hope we can get tougher mentally from it.
How do you get your girls back in the groove?
Part of it, we have a bye Friday, so then they start school again next week, so that'll help. We'll get back to regular practice times, regular routines for school, for just kind of life for high school kids, and hopefully that can help a little bit. But really just, how many times do people say free throws aren't free? And talk about being able to make those free throws. I remember having a conversation like this with you years ago, and if you make free throws, it makes life easy, and if you miss free throws, it makes it tough.
Just an update to that last segment we just ran. Kauai High School finished the year 8-0 and took the KIF championship, their second straight title under Coach James Dingus. So congratulations to the Kauai High School Red Raider girls varsity basketball team, Coach Dingus and his staff. They'll be headed to the Division II state championships in just a little bit. Now back to Joel's junk. Next item up for bid. Tony Gonzalez, autograph picture. One of my favorite players because he could do it all as a tight end and then some. Coming out of Cal, he also played basketball. And this is the guy I felt the Cowboys should have drafted, but no, they drafted Dave LaFleur out of LSU. That dude didn't amount to much, played maybe 3 years. But Tony Gonzalez, one of the greatest players to ever play football, and got his autograph right here, baby. That's right. Now let's head out to Vidina Stadium for our next segment. The Life Champions Bowl, supported by the Marcus Mariota Foundation, Motivate Sports. It's the second straight year that the Life Champions Bowl has come to Kauai, and it pits the best high school players in Hawaii against each other right here on Kauai. Let's check it out. The 2017 Life Champion Bowl, supported by Marcus Mariota's Motivate Foundation, took place for the second straight season at Vidina Stadium. Here, the white team gets a first quarter score as Hilo Viking Khalil Borges Apau scoops up the loose ball and takes it to the house from 29 yards out. On the PAT, it's good, and it's Zamir Khan from Pearl City who gets a ride to the sideline from St. Francis's Scott McLeod. It's 7-zip white team. Love the PDA, guys. The black team, who's got a lot of firepower, comes right back. Damien quarterback Marcus Falfata Pedrina finds Ulrich Naki from Castle for the 43-yard touchdown. On the two-point conversion, it's Waipahu teammates Braden Amoroso to Isaac Yamashita. The white team, who can also light it up, has an answer just before the half. Konowaina's Austin Ewing to Anthony Trevino on the Big Island hookup. It's 14-7 white team at the half. The three kickers in the halftime kickoff, Damian Santiago from Mililani, Khan from Pro City, and Jacob Tobias from Open Division State champion St. Louis, all hit from 50 yards out but couldn't split the uprights from 55. Therefore, we have a three-way tie. And I'll tell you what, any college would love to have one of these guys kicking for them next season. In the second half, Thomas Boogie Yam, who's from Kapa'a but goes to school at Kamehameha Kapalama, targets his cousin Tyrell Baldonado Kale Opu from Kamehameha Maui on the 65-yard score. It's 21-7 white team. Later in the third, it's an all-ILH connection. Punahou Stephen Barber Jr. to St. Louis receiver Mitchell Quinn, 69 yards on the bomb. Rarely has anybody been able to stop Quinn this season. 9 KIF players were in this year's game and all played well. Red Raider Jacob Nakahiki Young with a nice catch. Menehone do-it-all guy Avery Miguel with a nice run, as he has done all season for Big Blue. Kamehameha's Boogie Yam scrambles, looks downfield, and finds an open receiver for a big gain. And Kapa'a's Kalena Harder makes a nice catch. Bottom line, this is a great opportunity for all the seniors to find their way onto a collegiate football field. When the final whistle blew, everybody made brada brada, awards were handed out, it was time to luau and most of all, make new friends and say aloha and good luck to all the seniors as they start the rest of their lives. Now that was a good game. It had a little bit of everything in that one. They even played some defense. Well, good luck to all the seniors that played in that game, whether they continue in football or not. Just remember this, it's the start of the rest of your life. Well, back to Joel's junk. Next one I got, another photo. Now the guy on the left, he's brutal. He's ugly. Terrible mustache, hair, about 80 or 90 pounds ago. But the guy on the left, he's styling. That's Al Michaels when he was with Monday Night Football. Now he's with Sunday Night Football on NBC. That's right, Al Michaels, got to meet him at the Pro Bowl. I love this one, goes right up there, my Vince Scully picture. I mean, the Vince Scully one, we'll show that later. How's that? But now let's head out to Island School for our next segment. A season opener for KIF Wrestling. It's the first time I stayed for the entire event. I'll tell you what, I had a lot of fun, and I got to learn a lot about the sport of amateur wrestling that day. Thank you very much to all the coaches and players who gave me their input. So now let's go to the Wilcox Gym, KIF Wrestling. The KIF Wrestling season opener took place at Island School, with all 4 high schools being represented, with the Voyagers having 3 wrestlers this season. There were 5 boys' weight classes, ranging from 106 to 285 pounds, and for the girls, 97 to 285 pounds as well. On this day, there were a lot of pins. Only 4 matches went the distance. It looks as if the level has risen in the KIF, making for better representation at the state level. KIF Wrestling has slowly increased over the last few seasons. On many occasions, teammates faced off against each other. In high school wrestling, it's an individual sport, but at the end of the season, the team aspect comes into play. Since 2013, Kauai High School has won 7 of the 8 league championships for boys and girls. But in 2018, according to many insiders, the Warriors will make a run this year. The 2018 KIF wrestling season began at the Wilcox Gym today on the Island School campus, with 2 of the heavy favorites easily winning their divisions. Braden Jensen for the boys, Eni Marshall for the girls, both from Kapa'a.
I'm excited. I've been getting a lot of experience over the past summer, and I think I picked up some good stuff that I'm going to try to use this season, and putting in the work. I think I'm ready.
Well, a good way to start the season off. You get a win on the first day, a couple of easy matches, I would say. Talk about today's action.
Yeah, I just started trying to get as many points as I could, finding points wherever I could. Used a combination of tilts and pinning combos, and I think it went pretty good.
You know, many say you're the favorite for your weight class coming into this season. The competition here in the KIF, can that set you up well for the upcoming state tournament, should you get that far?
Yeah, I think there's some decent kids in the KIF that'll give me a run for my money, and they'll help me get better. I think we'll help each other get better and prepare each other.
When you look at the season as it goes and stuff, your training in the off season, did you ramp that up more than the years prior?
Yeah. This summer I went to the regional tournament in Idaho and went to as many camps and clinics as I could, and worked really hard on staying in shape and learning as much as I could during the off season.
You know, for like sports like baseball and football and basketball, a lot of times, you know, the great athletes are made during that time. For wrestling, is that a time for you to just compete or for you to improve on what you did the year before?
Yeah, I think most of my improvement actually happens during the off season and going to as many camps and clinics and getting as many matches as I can. It really helps to increase my experience level.
Here's the big question. Do you plan on wrestling past high school?
I've been looking into a few colleges, and I think that's definitely on the table.
Well, thank you very much. Congratulations on a first day win.
Thank you, thank you.
They're good matches. Still can improve on things, you know.
Now, those matches I know was against your teammates, and we just talked about this, but you would rather wrestle somebody from another school, right?
Yeah, I'd like to get to wrestle other people.
Get to see a different technique and all that, right?
Yeah. Be nice to like wrestle with somebody new.
Now, as the season just started, what kind of stuff did you do in the off season to prepare yourself for this season?
I went to a few off-island tournaments and got to wrestle a bunch of other different girls from all different islands.
And where'd you rate in that weight class?
I did all right. Could have done better, you know.
What do you see the 2018 season bringing, I guess, for you as far as moving on to maybe state competition?
I'm not sure. Just wrestling on the island and hopefully going to states.
Now, wrestling, is this something you'd like to pursue in the future, in college?
Yeah, I've been looking around.
What's your favorite?
Favorite what?
College.
I'm not sure.
They all look good, right?
Yeah, they look good.
You know, when you're watching another match, you know, whether it's a boys or girls, do you sit here and kind of put that up against your own game, your own technique, and see how you can, you know, defend that or even improve on yours?
Yeah, I watch and I see how I can better myself in my next match.
That was the season opener for KIF Wrestling. It'll go on for a few more months, so go ahead and check it out. Now, I just want to throw this in. Of the Olympic sports that is participated in college and high school, I gotta say that wrestling is probably the purest form of sport out there. Just my 2 cents. Now let's continue with Joel's junk. A couple of cards here, baseball players. You probably never heard of them because they barely made any noise in the major leagues. In fact, Frankie Rodriguez, who came up with the Boston organization, didn't even get to the bigs. Brian Taylor, he got up there for a cup of coffee with the Yankees, and both of these guys never amounted to much. Now, why are they so significant that I can bring them on Joel's junk and for you to look at? Is because as collectors / investors, people invested heavily in these two guys. Heavily. Like I said, they bought a lot of cards. A lot of cards was made of these guys. In fact, this is a promo card, and this came out of the Classic 4-in-1. But these guys just never did a whole lot as far as being major leaguers, but a lot of people own their cards. I'm one of them, I'll admit it. Not afraid to admit it that I made a mistake on these two guys. Brian Taylor, Frankie Rodriguez, big nobodies that should have been somebodies. Okay, now let's go out to Kilauea for our last segment of the show. The hooker makes an appearance once again. This time we're out to Kilauea. Bass fishing, two canary and largemouth. Check it out. Today's fishing adventure will take us to the North Shore. Look for some largemouth, some two canary, and some smallmouth, and trying to get that grand slam. We're going to throw some top water at these fish, some plastics like Senko worms, rigged wacky style, also some creature baits and maybe some plastic worms. We're going to use some jerk baits later in the day when it gets warm and the two canary get active. Well, we got a ways to go before we get to the fishing zone, so just kind of hang out and we'll be right back. Oh yeah. Yeah, baby. Look at that, the whopper plopper. Yeah, baby. It's like a two canary. Oh. Oh yeah. Yee doggy, it is a two canary. Good size one. Ho, 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 ho. Look at that. Look at that. Oh. Yeah. Woo. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. There we go, look at that, two canary fish. Yee doggy. Not a big one like that last one, but we'll take it. Yeah, baby. Yee doggy, look at that. Stuck in the grass. Come on, get out in the open, baby. There we go. Yee doggy. Woohoo! Yeah. Oh. How's this hammer? Wow, he's barely bigger than a lure. Oh. There we go, baby. Not a big one, but gets me on the board, and we'll take them. Check this out, folks. We caught a lot of fish today. Some small ones, a couple of big ones. Let's go ahead and throw this guy back. End the day, head back to my truck, get some lunch, go back home and relax. I'm on the Holo Joe Pahukula, and as always, catch us on the countdown. Two canary and largemouth, that's what it's all about. We're gonna have more bass fishing on the countdown. Stay tuned, we'll let you know when. That'll bring a close to the countdown, episode 12. I'm on a Holo Joe Pahukula. We're Kauai's only news-style sports show, and we're approved by Oakley. Thanks for watching, and as always, catch us on the countdown.